Hello YouTube, and welcome to another DBTGamer special. This DBTGamer special will be taking a look at some old school video game magazines from my personal collection, which have somehow stayed with me for this long. I'll be talking about some strategy guides that are in the magazines, and some reviews, and some other fun stuff that I feel talking about. This should be interesting. I haven't looked at these things for a good while. At least 5, maybe 10 years. Oh, and here's my Game Boy Advance. My Metroid Game Boy Advance. Currently in the back. I haven't started playing this yet, but I'm looking forward to playing it. Is Super Robot Wars Tyson, the original collection. I've heard it's good, strategy game. It's also quite expensive. And also I've got my Game Boy Advance SP here. I do like this console. It's good for portableness, but I don't use it very much because this thing isn't as reliable as it used to be. It's sometimes it can be a little bit funny with the cartridge slot, and it sometimes crashes. It works mostly good though. Maybe I'll have to send it off for a service. But yeah, other than that, it's still good. Anyway, shall we get started? Okay, on to the Sonic Advanced one. This was one of the very first issues. This is actually issue number 1, so yeah. In this one we got guides for Sonic Advance and a lot of other games, so let's get to the contents. Aha! Oh yes, this is a fun page. This is the cheats page. So yeah, we've got cheats for Super Mario Kart. Helps you unlock the retro tracks. And we have Konami's Crazy Racers, which is actually a really good racing game. Konami, do you remember when you used to make video games and they used to actually be good? And, you know, really fun and interesting to look out for? Oh, Monsters Inc. This was one my sister used for the passwords for the levels. Got some Golden Sun stuff here to change the characters' names. Tetris, Tekken, and Doomed. I mean Doom. So yeah, we've got a nice picture of Jax here for Mortal Kombat. And Spyro Season of Ice. I have to say, this is one of my all-time favourite Spyro games. It is a really impressive game, considering the Game Boy Advance's hardware. It's pretty difficult, though. It has quite a high threshold when it comes to actually beating the game and getting to the final boss. So, yeah. Oh, okay. I will go on to the other page in a moment. That's a big nostalgia thing, but this is going to be a very nostalgic video. Okay, we've got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the Game Boy Advance. This is another game that my sister loved. She really enjoyed this on the Game Boy Advance back in the day. Really good skateboarding game, and it was very impressive for the Game Boy Advance. It used a lot of isometric 3D. Oh, and we've got... I didn't play this one. We've got Boxing Fever. I think this was like Punch Out or Ready to Rumble. That sort of thing. And we have Batman Vengeance. This is a 2D side-scroller. Got Army Men Advanced. I think that was an action game. Oh, and we got a giant poster of the old school Robot Wars. There's Dead Metal, Matilda, Sir Kill-A-Lot, Sergeant Bash, and shunt if you look very carefully. And this is for a Robot Wars game called Robot Wars Advanced Destruction. I remember going to the shop in Huddersfield called Electronic Boutique and picking this game up with my dad. Really, it's quite a good Robot Wars game. I have been meaning to do a video on the 2 Game Boy Advance Robot Wars games. Robot Wars Advanced Destruction and Robot Wars Extreme Destruction. They're quite impressive games considering the hardware, and they're quite a lot of fun. Anyway, let's go for this first strategy guide. There's a lot of Sonic Adventure art, because Sonic Advance was like a blend of Sonic Adventure art and also pixel art. You know, they blended the games together quite well. It tells you how to get to all the special stages, and it tells you all the characters' moves. It's a really nice strategy guide. It's just, I actually used this when I was younger a lot to help me get through the game, because Sonic Advance was one of the first games I actually got for the Game Boy Advance, and it is still one of my absolute favourite Sonic games of all time. Has help on all the bosses as well, and this is a really good Sonic game. Out of the Sonic Advance trilogy, the first one is easily my favourite, and it's, in a lot of ways, in my opinion, it is the best one. The other two, they're a lot more difficult, and they're a lot more focused on speed, whereas this one is sort of a nice blend of speed and platforming, whereas the other one's focused on speed, and there's a lot more bottomless pits, and I don't like bottomless pits. Sonic Advance 3 has to be my second favourite. Sonic Advance 2, it's just ridiculous how to get the final ending, and the special stages are really hard to unlock. Let's see, got the Chow Garden. This is one thing I would love to see Sega bring back. Racing Chows was a lot of fun back in the day, and I don't really understand why they've never brought them back. You know, they've been gone since Sonic Advance 2 and Sonic Adventure 2. If you want a console release, they haven't really been around since. They've had cameos, but nothing else. Yeah, here's the final zone and all the extra bosses. Oh, here we go. Advance Wars. A series that I haven't played, but I have thought about trying, because there's the Reboot Camp, and this is a strategy guide for every level in Reboot Camp. I don't know much about Advance Wars. If my friend Elsa was here, she would tell you all about Advance Wars, because she's a big fan of it. But oh, that's just like a small, helpy sort of get you started sort of guide. It's not a full strategy guide, but it's appreciated. Now into Mortal Kombat Advanced. This is a full guide and tells you how to do all the moves, all the fatalities, and all the crazy combos, and it's very detailed. There's every character. I think my sister actually had this game back in the day, and she actually used this guide to learn a lot of the combos. I did watch her. Although I think Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance on the Game Boy Advance was actually the better game. Mortal Kombat Advance was ooh, how should I put this? It was a bit rushed to market, and because it was so rushed, it had quite a few problems with it. So yeah, fair warning: this video will have boobs and pecs. This is old school Mortal Kombat, when the art used to be a lot more muscular and sexual. These days, Mortal Kombat's toned that down quite a bit, and some fans are happy, some fans are angry. But yeah, it's nice they included all the characters. Some really nice artwork. There's even the bosses, Shao Kahn, Centauro, and all the different colours of Sub-Zero. I'm only kidding. I know they're different characters. Okay. Oh, okay. This bit's falling apart a little bit. This is how old this magazine is. It's literally falling apart. It's the strategy game called Mech Platoon. I have played this. I don't own the cartridge, but I have played this. This is a strategy game with robots and you fight stuff. I played it on an emulator on my phone, but unfortunately I can't get that emulator again. It's disappeared off the Google Play Store. It was a rather good emulator. It was fun to try it out. I was thinking about buying it, but it is quite expensive today, and I'm not always a fan of strategy games, so I don't know if I'd enjoy it. But yeah, this is a full strategy guide. This is every level with help on how to beat them. That's nice. Mech Platoon was one of the first strategy games for the Game Boy Advance. I did have another magazine for the Game Boy Advance, but I can't seem to find it. I might have either lost it in the moving house. Like, I used to live in Home Firth, and I remember getting that magazine on Christmas Day, and well, not Christmas Day, around Christmas, and I was picking out games to get on my Game Boy Advance. My first two games were actually Mario Kart Super Circuit and Jurassic Park Park Builder. Good games to start with. Very different genres. Excuse me. If you've got any old video game magazines, feel free to mention them in the comments. I have got some more video game magazines. They will be put into a separate video. They are from the Retro Gamer. Just Total Advance. This is another advanced magazine, I think from the same publisher. So, yeah. Oh, here's Hayden Christensen. Is it Hayden Christensen? No, oh no. That's the Qui-Gon Jinn actor. I've forgotten his name. This is Star Wars Jedi Power Battles for the Game Boy Advance. I've never played this, but it looks interesting. It's another full strategy guide. Sorry for getting the actors wrong. I haven't watched the prequel trilogy in a long time. Although, I used to think the prequel trilogy was quite bad. But these days, I don't think it's as bad. Mostly because, in some ways, Disney might have messed up Star Wars quite a bit. Yoda says, beware of the destructor droids. Okay, what we got here? Oh, this is some really old school stuff. We got some competitions. Call this number to wind up grown-ups. And we've got some ringtones that you can download for old school phones. I have no idea if these sort of things still work, so don't ask me. There's also a thing where you can order games, order a Lynx or an Atari Jaguar CD. There's also some Game Boy Color games. And some Dreamcast stuff, some PlayStation stuff, and some Neo Geo stuff. That's really expensive. I never had one. Some PC Engine and some Turbo Graphics and some Xbox and some Game Boy and GameCube stuff. More Xbox. Oh, and these are for competition and prizes. Even some Dragon Ball Z video cassettes and figurines. And yeah, Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon were the main animes at the time. And finally, we have Cyber Pets. These are pets for your mobile phone. You can call this number and you will get a Cyber Pet. They look kind of cute, but also kind of creepy. What else we got? Okay, this is advertised on the next issue. Spider-Man 2. No, not the PlayStation game on the PlayStation 5. I don't think the Game Boy Advance could quite handle the new Spider-Man game. There's also Super Mario World. It's a blast from the past. Whoops, I'm singing the old theme song. And we've also got some best-selling games here. Wario Land is really good. I've got that. I might make a video out soon. There's some GameCube stuff. And like a top 40 GameCube game. That's pretty cool. And, oh dear! We have some old school Lara Croft nudity. Would you cheat on Lara? I've used cheats several times in games, so maybe I would. I've actually used a few strategy guides to help me with some Tomb Raider games, so yeah, I've already cheated at Lara Croft games. Some old competitions and some free accessories, and yeah. And we go to the back cover. Got some more games. Some of these are featured in the magazine, some of them weren't. Anyway, issue number 1 done. Let's go to issue number 2. This is in a lot better shape. This is I had to get this one because I wanted some help with the Mario game. So let's have a look through. Just a second. Just need a drink. That's better. Okay, what we got on the inside cover? We got Britney's dance beat with Hit Me Baby One More Time. That's the only Britney song I can remember, apart from You're Toxic, I'm Slipping Under. Okay, I will stop with the karaoke. I can't promise that. You know me, I will be karaokeing. This is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. This is the Spider-Man movie game. Apparently got a 6 out of 10, which isn't bad. Yeah, it's a medium score. It's a full strategy guide for the entire game. It's a 2D action platformer. Looks very comic booky and fun, and yeah. I didn't play this back in the day, but I did play the one on the GameCube, and that was quite fun. What else we got? We've got some boss fights and hostages and all that good stuff. This one is pretty much the same. Oh, it's advertising an old shop I used to go to. Oh, this is going to make me sad. God, I miss Game Station. One of the best game shops ever in the UK. Got a lot of games from there when I was in high school and in college. Good times. And we got more of the strategy guide here. Got Green Goblin. And 9 levels, that's quite a lot. 10 levels. 11 levels. Okay, so there's like almost 12 levels. That's cool. Okay, here we are. This is what I bought the magazine for back in the day. This is a Super Mario World 100% strategy guide. This gets you to every level, every secret area. So it does all 96 levels. No, all 96 exits, and there's about 80 odd levels in the Super Mario World. And this was a really helpful strategy guide. Both me and my sister used this back in the day. And it confirmed it was a really helpful and really good guide. Plenty of pictures. And the writing was easy to read. And it was all very easy to understand. Some of the art is from Mario 64, a lot of it's from the Super Nintendo, so it all works out quite nicely. So, yeah, it's a really good guide. It even has all the special levels. Excuse me, and how to get all the dragon coins. Or was it dinosaur coins? I've forgotten what the terminology was. It's been so long since I played it, and I've been meaning to look at these book magazines for a while, and now's the appropriate time because Mario Wonder just came out, so this is sort of current. I don't really have any PlayStation magazines, so mostly what I will be showing off in this video is Nintendo stuff. There might be some other consoles in the retro magazines, but we'll see. So that's the end of the strategy guide for the Game Boy Advance's Mario World. Now on to Klonoa Empire of Dreams. I actually have done a DBTGamer special on this game. I have it on the Game Boy Advance Virtual Console on the Wii U, so if you'd like to check out my video on Klonoa, feel free to do so. I am wanting to make a video about the Klonoa game for the Switch because it's on my backlog. I want to play it. This is a full strategy guide as well. This is Klonoa Empire of Dreams is it's a multi-genre game. There are some levels which are basic 2D platforming. There's quite a lot that are 2D puzzles, and there's also some auto-scrolling levels as well. So yeah, it's a very varied game. So I'll just show it off. I may have to use this when I get back to it and try and finish it. I think I'm on like the third world. So yeah, but this is why I got this magazine back in the day, because it had all these guides in it. If I ever picked up any of these games, I could use these to help me finish them. I also really like the artwork, and these magazines weren't really that expensive back in the day. They were only £3, which is quite ideal for pocket money. So yeah, £3 was quite a good allowance back in the day. So yeah. Okay, now on to Broken Sword. Now, from what I know, Broken Sword is a point-and-click adventure game, which I have to say is an impressive thing to pull from the Game Boy Advance. Your D-pad moves your mouse cursor, your A button and your B buttons are your mouse buttons, and your R buttons to cycle through your items and your infantry and stuff like that. Yeah, they got a Game Boy Advance to run an old school sort of PC point-and-click. That is pretty impressive, and this is a full strategy guide. And I haven't really played many point-and-click games, and graphics-wise, this does look pretty impressive, although it might be a little bit difficult to see on the small Game Boy Advance screen, especially if you had no backlight. The old original Game Boy Advance was quite bad for that. So, yeah. Anyway, on to the other pages of this guide. I'll just quickly go through these. I don't know much about this game, so I can't really offer that much experience or anything else. I can at least show off the artwork. That woman kind of looks like Harley Quinn from the old Batman cartoons. Anyway, on to the cheat section. We've got some Advanced Wars stuff. Ooh! We've got Breath of Fire cheats. These would have been helpful if... Oh! My mistake, it's Breath of Fire 2. Okay, well, I can use that later. What's it say? Okay, so it's that repeatedly fight and talk to the priest to ask for a donation. If you have less than 100 coins, he'll give you 10 coins. After you reach 100 coins, deposit the to 10 down to 10 coins, and then do this again. Oh, that is cool. So if you just keep depositing your money, you can technically get infinite money from the priest. Oh, I might have to use that. The Starbringer sword can be found on the blue square in the Thieves' Tomb and fighting repeatedly. Okay, so that's just fight a certain enemy in that area. Let's see, what else we got? I don't recognise that screenshot. My brain wants to say Animal Crossing. I think it's from the GameCube. Is that some sort of mini game? I've got some. I believe that's Thunderbirds Argo. The movie was coming out with the band Busted singing the song. Good band. Me and my family used to listen to them back in the day. And yeah, got Choo Choo Rocket, which I'm not the biggest. Choo Choo Rocket does look like an interesting game. It's a puzzle game. Let's see. Castlevania Circle of the Moon. I recently actually beat this, and it was actually quite a lot of fun. Got Crash Bandicoot XS, which was a small Crash Bandicoot game for the Game Boy Advance. Quite impressive considering the hardware. Dark Arena, Dexter's Laboratory, really good cartoon. Got Donald Duck Advance, Doom. Right. Let's see, where was I? Got Driven, Earthworm Jim, X vs Server, Espanol Final Round Golf. Oh, F-Zero Maximum Velocity. This one I have actually played. It's not that great. A lot of people remember F-Zero Maximum Velocity very fondly, but in my opinion, Grand Prix Legend is easily miles better game. Maximum Velocity, not so much. F-Zero Climax, if you can find an English translated cartridge, is also rather interesting. Final Fight, which I played the Super Nintendo version, so it's alright. It's no Streets of Rage though. Not really a fan of wrestling. And then we got some Golden Sun stuff and some Gradius, GT Advanced Racing, and Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which collect all the magic cards and get 600 points. So Gryffindor. A bunch of screenshots and also Harley Quinn from, ironically, which I mentioned earlier. Oh, and got some more stuff on this other page. Got I'm trying to remember what Power Rangers these are. I'm not sure. Oh dear, I usually do know. I'm quite good with the Power Rangers, but I don't quite know. Answer in the comments. Which Power Rangers are those? I haven't. I'm drawing a blank for once. It could be In Space. It could be SPD. Could be Time Force, I'm not sure. Got Hot Wheels, Interspector Gadget. Oh, got all the cheat codes for Iridian 3D. I've also made a video on that. Feel free to go back from my videos and check out that one. Got the Jurassic Park game, got DNA Factory, which I didn't play. No, DNA Factor, my mistake. I've done the expert mode. And I've also got Jurassic Park 3 Part Builder. I also made a video on that quite recently. Good. Jurassic Park 3 Part Builder, surprisingly good game. Konami Collection, Konami's Crazy Races. And Kurin. It's a sort of turny puzzle helicopter game. Lego Bionicle. I remember my sister playing with those, but I don't remember playing the games. My Super Circuit mostly out how to get boost at the beginning of the game. Ooh, Men in Black. Monsters Inc. Namco Museum, interesting. NBA Jam, NFL Blitz. Not really a fan of sports games, to be brutally honest. No Rules, never heard of that. Okay, we got Pac-Man, that's an interesting game. Got Pitfall. And we also got some... Okay, it's mentioning Power Rangers, but it's not mentioning which Power Rangers game. That's a little bit naughty, guys. The whole game title, unless the game is just called Power Rangers, then you're excused. And we've got some Rampage and Puzzle Attack. Rayman Advance, which is actually a really good port of the original Rayman from the PlayStation. Very impressive. Got Ready to Rumble Boxing, and we got a nice big picture of the Bandicoot himself. Robot Wars, this is Advanced Destruction, I believe. How to unlock all the robots along with the house robots. Rocket Power Dream, never heard of that. Rugrats, Castle Capers, and Sean Pamela. Oh yeah, this is a cool one. Sonic Advance, how to unlock Tails as a second player. That's cool. One that I did use quite a lot. Yeah. Oh, there's more. Yeah. There's a lot of cheats in this one. This is the later issue, so there will be more cheats. That actually does make sense. Quickly go through these. Spider-Man, SpongeBob, Sparrow Nice, Jedi Power Battles, Star X. Star X. Now that was it was a game that was very similar to Star Fox. It used a lot of the same Super FX chip tricks. The only issue was it heavily sacrificed the Game Boy Advance's music capabilities in order to actually pull this sort of thing off. So it had really good polygon capabilities considering the system's capabilities, but the music was definitely suffered for it. I haven't played it myself, but that's what I've heard. Super Dodgeball, Super Mario Advance, Super Mario Advance 2. Oh, okay, confirmed. It is Dragon Coins, not Dinosaur Coins. And we've got Super Street Fighter, Turbo Revival, Tekken Advance, Tetris World, Thunderbirds Are Go, Tom and Jerry, Sonic Advance, and I think that's the Spider-Man game featuring this. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and 3. Yeah, we did a lot of Tony Hawk's games on the Game Boy Advance. They really used the system well. They did try to get every feature that was on the consoles on the Game Boy Advance version. They really pushed the system to its limit. You could most of the time you could almost do everything that you could do on the console also on the handheld version. It was definitely a golden age back then. Okay, next issue. I don't have the next issue of this magazine. More Star Wars games, Turok, and yeah, and there's also like a cheats hotline with a somewhat scantily clad female wearing sunglasses. So yeah, the phone number probably doesn't work. Only 60p per minute. And on the back we got some more Star Wars stuff. Anyway, on to the final magazine. This one I'm going to be ripping on quite a lot because the reviews in this magazine are quite biased and somewhat unfair. But there's also some GameCube stuff, also some PlayStation 2 stuff. So yeah, this is focused on Yoshi's Island, the third Game Boy Advance game. There's a strategy guide towards the back. And last time I checked, Mario did not look like this. Or am I misremembering? Anyway, let's get started. There is quite a lot of fun stuff in this magazine, and I will do my best to point it all out as we go. It might even give me some more video ideas later on. And I will be commenting on as many reviews as I can for my own experience, depending on which games I've played and seeing how well they match up to my opinions. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we've got Zelda Link's first adventure. This is Link to the Past. For some bizarre reason, we are using Wind Waker art. That is a rather strange choice. But it's a great game. And, yeah, one of the best Zeldas ever in 2 dimensions. And the Four Swords game, I've played it on the 3DS, and it's not bad. It needs to be brought back so that everybody can play it. It was only available for a limited time, and that was stupid. We've got Kirby and the... Is this Amazing Mirror, or is this Nightmare? Oh, it's Nightmare in Dreamland, which was a great game. I really enjoyed playing that. We got... Oh, now this is something I want to talk about. This is the Game Boy Advance. This is the Game Boy Color Metal Gear Solid on the Game Boy Color, which is a really good Metal Gear game, also known as Metal Gear Ghost Babel. I would like to make a video on this game in the future, and it talks about how it would be nice to see like a Game Boy Advance like a Game Boy Advance Metal Gear game. That would be cool, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Although, I was looking on the internet quite recently, and I saw a video on someone who put the original Tomb Raider. They made a thing called Open Lara. You can even get cartridges of this, and it lets you play some of the original Tomb Raider on the Game Boy Advance, and it's really, really impressive. It sort of blew my mind about how far they can push this system. What is this? Final Fantasy 1 and 2. Oh, so this is Final Fantasy Tactics. Never played that. But we also got Final Fantasy Room that Chocobo Land might come to the Game Boy Advance. Room that Final Fantasy 3 might be coming. Eventually it did come to the DS. Got Final Fantasy 1 and 2, which did come out. Crystal Chronicles, which was quite a good game, and it did come... It was good, but I've never actually been able to finish it because... Well, it's better played with friends, and oh god, the port that they made for the Nintendo Switch, God's sake, Square, what did you do to it? You absolutely bodged that. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot with a rocket launcher. It's nowhere near as good. Golden Sun 2, though. I definitely need to play that. Grand Theft Auto 3. Okay, got... Let's see. This looks like R-Type or some sort of 2D side-scrolling shooter. And we've also got... Karen? Some sort of 2D beat-em-up thing. Fairly Odd Parents. And we also got... Crash Bandicoot. And... Oh, it's a BMX game, not a skateboarding game. And this is a gift voucher. Yeah, I should have used this back in the day. £5 off a game at game. But alas, I forgot to use it. But, you know, it's a piece of history now in my collection. Anyway. Oh, Lost Vikings. This is actually quite a fun game. Originally available on the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive. The Game Boy Advance port is not bad. You do have to do a few finger gymnastics when you're playing it, but it is quite fun. Maybe I'll show it off a video. What? Lufia, the Ruins of Law. I've never heard of this. I may have to look at this later on because I do enjoy some turn-based Game Boy Advance RPGs. So... Oh, but it's from Atlas, which means it could be really expensive. Got Hot Wheels. And... Minor Report. Oh! Game Boy Advance Television! This will never work anymore. It was for analog tellies only. And we got the old school Daredevil movie, which, as far as I'm concerned, it isn't really that bad. It's actually pretty good. You know, it's... Yeah, it's a Daredevil versus Iron Man. I feel like Daredevil would win. I feel like Iron Man would win. Anyway, let's see. This is a special feature, Game Boy Advance. Tomorrow's GBA-ish. Oh, now this is what I wanted to talk about earlier. This would be so cool if somebody got Metal Gear Solid, the original for the PlayStation, to run the Game Boy Advance. Attention, Internet and Game Boy Advance experts and hackers. Maybe the same guy who did Open Lara. Would this be possible, even in any shape or form? There's a challenge for you guys. Personally, I would think not. It would probably come down to the limited buttons and limited capabilities. Let's see this. Animal Crossing, the Game Boy camera. I don't really have one of those. I can't really make a video on it. I used to have one, but it was pretty poor. But it was the very first camera to do selfies. Yep, smartphones. Game Boy did it first. Got some Sega CD. And some Mega CD. And some Nintendo 64 disc drive and PlayStation stuff. Let's see. Oh, we're top decking here with some Game Boy Advance e-reader. I have to say, the e-reader was a terrible idea. I once spotted it in a shop in Home that used to import stuff. They were selling the base unit and a few cards for like, I'm going to say 30 odd quid, maybe more. And it was really expensive. I thought about buying it, but no, actually I think it might have been 100 quid. Point is, I couldn't afford it. I'm glad I didn't buy it because it's pretty expensive and it didn't really do very well. It's a mostly terrible idea. A lot of the games came onto the Game Boy Advance Classic Series later, which were these grey cartridges with all NES games, and they were, a lot of the ones that were on there came onto them, and they were much better for it. Oh dear, the Virtual Boy. Personally, I think if they could make a Virtual Boy collection and put it on the Nintendo Switch eShop and let people play them, it would be a good idea. Or maybe Nintendo Switch Online. We gotta catch them all again. This is the Pokemon page. This is, I believe, this is Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. And also we've got some Pokemon Blue and Hideo Kojima revealed his working on a Game Boy Advance game. Cognizant that there's a Metal Sword on the Game Color we're expecting to be Solid Snake. Oh, that's what could have been, guys. A Game Boy Advance Metal Gear game. That would actually have been cool. And got some F-Zero America. There's even the old phone adapter where you could download Pokemon and stuff like that. And I think that's a limited edition Celebi Game Boy there. Here we go. Some reviews now. This is Super Mario Advance 3. It's a pretty difficult game. It got a 95, which I have to say is a relatively accurate score. That's a good game. Let's do some rapid fire review critiquing. Doom, yeah, it's probably worth a 90. Shrek apparently got a 61. Lego Football got a 16. Yeah, whatever. Don't know much about that. Tiny Toons 68. Got Godzilla, which got a 49. So it's almost half decent. Spider-Man the movie got an 8. We got, I can't pronounce that one. But got 86. Dinotopia got 68. Boulder Dash DS got a 79. The ones that I've played, I will critique. I don't think I've played any of these Star Wars games so yeah, I can't really say anything. Pinball, Urban yet. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Not really one for playing quiz games on such a small screen. Wrestling. Okay, Lord of the Rings, I played that on Hot Wheels. No. Let's see. Mega Man Zero. Zonova, if you're watching this, was this game good? Did it deserve a 70? From what I know, it was quite difficult. Got Turok Evolution, which was a 2D action game, 66. Aggressive Inline, that looks like a Jet Set Radio sort of thing. GT Advanced Rally, that was actually pretty impressive considering the Game Boy Advance hardware. So, it got an 84 apparently. Medal of Honor, I've heard this game is shit. It's a first-person shooter on the Game Boy Advance, but I've heard it's so terrible. It's got a 44, less than 50, so that's not too, that's pretty fair to it. I mean, getting Game Boy Advance games to make a first-person shooter was really challenging, but it could work. I think one of the best ones was actually Nightfire. Don't recognise this game, so I won't really comment too much. Game Boy Advance, Game & Watch Carry. I played the first one on the original Game Boy. Quite enjoyed it until I did something wrong and glitched out the game and it broke. Oh, we got Gremlins versus Gizmo versus Stripes. This looks kind of cool. It's a 2D platformer. Don't play this game after midnight. Okay, got another first-person game here. They really wanted to try and get first-person games to work on the Game Boy Advance. Apparently, this one is worth a 90. That's impressive. Okay, we got Crown of Defenders, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, the movie, Colin McRae Rally. 81, that's a good score. The Mummy, Speedball 2. I remember playing Speedball on the Master System a long time ago, but I have very vague memories of it these days. I don't remember much. Apparently got 60. Aha! Spyro, Caesar Flame. This is a game I did play. 91%. Yeah, I'd say it's worth that. It's a good game. Drivers, I didn't really play those. Zone of the Endless Fist of Mars, a 62. Personally, I gotta say, that is probably inaccurate. I give it at least a 7, out of 10. Maybe even an 8. I think 62 has been a bit unfair. Although the game is quite wordy. That's the only, so that it does take a while to get the action, but yeah. Let's see. What else can I critique? Do I recognise any of these things? Trying to speed things up here so the video isn't so long. Dragon Ball Z, Legacy of Goku. My sister would know that because she's actually played it sometime last year, and I've heard this game is average at best. 55, yeah, that sounds pretty fair. Street Fighter Alpha 3, 91, yeah, that's probably pretty accurate. Although the controls of the Game Boy Advance might be a little bit difficult because you've only got 4 action buttons. I haven't played these games, I can't really comment. Let's see. I have played some of these though. Let's see. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I think I played Harry Potter. Yeah, I think I did play this back in the day. I remember my sister having it, and it was a rather good Game Boy Advance game. So yeah, adventure game, kind of like Zelda. A lot of the Harry Potter games were like Zelda, and they were a good fit for the genre. Yeah. VI3. Here we go. Star X. Yeah. Very Star Fox-like if you look at these graphics here. It's got a 54. Yeah. Maybe give it a 60. Because it's really trying, but the whole music thing is probably the biggest damper on the thing. Monster Force? Never heard of that one. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, a 95. Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate because most of the Tony Hawk games on the GBA, they are good. That might have been the last one, actually. I got Duke Nukem Advance. I've actually played this on an emulator on my phone, and I have to say, it was rather good. A bit confusing. Could have used a map of some sort. But other than that, yeah, 80 seems pretty accurate. And it's a hell of a sight better first-person shooting than Medal of Honor. I do not recognise this Go-Go Beckham nonsense. Let's see. What we got here? Pink Panther? Nope. Britney's Dance Beat. Yeah, 61. That's I have no idea if that's any good. Oh, Metroid Fusion, one of the best 2D Metroid games ever made, period. And they gave it an 85. Yeah, I would say that's pretty fair. That's a great game. And nice use of Metroid Prime out there. Let's see. I don't recognise any of these at all. So, can't really comment, but I can see why a bike game did well. Oh, I might need to rage in a moment. Castlevania Hammer of Dissonance. This is a good game. I played it on the Game Boy Advance Castlevania collection. I've finished 2 out of the 3. I still need to finish the third one. I finished the third one back in the day on the Wii U, but I wouldn't mind playing it again. Anyway, this is going to cause me to rage. Mega Man Battle Network 2. Dull, rubbish. Mega Man should really stick to the 2D platform in future. No offense to anybody who wrote this magazine back in the day, but I am glad that Mega Man branched out into an action RPG. And I love the Mega Man action RPGs. It is my favourite Mega Man series. My second favourite is Star Force. And I don't think it deserves a 42. That is a very low score. And the Mega Man Battle Network 2 took what the original did and improved pretty much everything. It's a much better game than the original. So that, I feel, is way too harsh and is a very bad score. Personally, I'd have gone with like a 7. You know, yeah, I get it. Platforms are what Mega Man's best at, but the Mega Man RPGs were great. Metabox AX, didn't play that, so I don't know. Okay, here we go. This is what I've been playing recently on my holiday. Tomb Raider: The Prophecy, which is a 2D isometric game, and it's rather good. It's impressive, the Game Boy Advance, really is. The isometricness makes things a bit hard to see sometimes, but it is a good game. And they're giving it a 65, which I think is more than fair. So, yeah. Let's see. Worms on the Game Boy Advance. I played a lot of Worms games, and yeah, 83 seems pretty fair. Don't really know that. Oh, this is one I wouldn't mind playing, but it's really expensive these days. Pinball of the Dead. I think I emulated this once on my phone, and it was rather fun, but difficult to play with a touchscreen controls. Yeah, buttons are always better than touchscreens. And they give it a 70, which is really good. I've heard a lot of good things about this. That's probably pretty fair. Super Ghouls and Ghost Port, Downforce, Troopies Tennis. Okay, we've got some rapid fire stuff here. See if I can note saving that. Yeah, rapid fire, an 8, almost an 80. That seems fair. Okay, nope, nothing I recognise. Nope. 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 F-Zero maximum velocity, maybe take it down a few numbers because it's not that great, especially when compared to the other ones. Golden Sun getting 94, yep, that is very accurate. Golden Sun is great. And I haven't played any of these, so these all seem fine. Yeah, Harry Potter. Iridian? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Just about part, but yeah. Everything seems fine there. Apparently DNA fact only got a 21. Ooh, that's pretty harsh. I haven't played it, but yeah. Ooh, Lego vs 2. I did play this back in the day, and it was rather good. The only thing that really upset me was the fact that you could not build your own car, even though you could do it in the Game Boy Color game in the previous game. But yeah, Konami's Crazy Racers. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, these are all pretty accurate and pretty good. Oh, here we go. Imagine taking all the bad bits from a subpar RPG and tearing them up with Mega Man Facade. To be brutally honest, it's dull. Yeah, Mega Man the Battle Network, the original one. It's difficult for me to defend Mega Man Battle Network 1. It is a rough game, and it is really difficult. You can easily get lost in the internet. The second game really helped improve on this. The first game, the highest score I could give it is a 5 out of 10. But I do see what this guy's getting at here with the 35. It is a rough game. It is quite confusing. Without maps and without a guide, you might be boned. So, I don't blame you as much for this score, but the score for Battle Network 2, yeah. Yeah, Mortal Kombat, talked about that earlier. Can I see anything else? I thought Monster Inc. was rather good. Made by Torchek was, you know. I give it at least a 5. I give it at least a 6, you know. I beat it, I had fun. Pretty short, but, you know, it's a movie game. Can't see any other games. Spyro Seeds of Ice at 89. That might be a little bit high, to be brutally honest. Maybe a 75, maybe because the game is so difficult to finish without the cheat codes. Soccer Fans, yeah, well deserved at 91. Super Mario World, yep, deserves all that. Robot Wars definitely deserves that. Let's see. Anything else I can see that's... Yeah, Tony Hawk deserves that, definitely. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, got some Castlevania Harm and Dissonance here. Good game. I think these are cheat codes. Space Invaders, Crash Bandicoot, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Breath of Fire 2. Oh, this could be useful later on. Okay, it's just a cash cheat, life armor, and life bracelet. Okay, I might be able to use these when I eventually get around to playing it. Turok. Oh, Wolfenstein 3D. Not a bad Super Nintendo port, but I'd never play it, but it's probably better on the Super Nintendo. And console war, got the old console war between the PS2, the original Xbox, and the Game Boy Advance. And this is the Yoshi's Island strategy guide, as promised, towards the back. This helps you unlock every level, including all the extra ones. So, but yeah, it's a really nice thing to have, and it was really helpful in the past. So, yeah, I'll just quickly flick through this, because this video's ran longer than I thought it would, but it has been a nice trip down memory lane, and I have enjoyed going through all these magazines and show them off to you all. Got a feedback page, batteries, more feedback, Games Master, so some joke game titles, Games Radar, and yeah, that's it. And there's also an advertisement for a GameCube magazine. Anyway, just close out the video the same way I opened it. Thank you for watching this Game Boy Advanced magazine DBTGamer special. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye.